Welcome, the rare gems. There comes a point in life when the noise of others' opinions just fades into the background. For Sigma females, that moment has arrived. They've stopped caring about what you or anyone else thinks, and it's not out of arrogance or rebellion. It's because they've seen through the facade of approval and realized that most of it is shallow, temporary, and often meaningless. This isn't about being cold or detached. It's about recognizing that their worth isn't tied to anyone's validation. They've chosen to prioritize their own peace, goals, and truth, and in doing so, they've become unstoppable. Without further ado, let's get started. Rare gems. Number 1. Mastering the F***ck it mentality. Sigma females have reached a point where they've decided to let go of the unnecessary weight of others' opinions. This shift didn't happen overnight. It came from realizing that most of what people think or say about them doesn't actually matter. Enter the F***ck it mentality, a mindset that's all about simplifying life by cutting out the noise. This isn't about being careless or reckless. It's about recognizing that you can't control what others think. And frankly, their opinions often don't impact your life in any meaningful way. Sigma females have embraced this radical simplicity, understanding that constantly worrying about how they're perceived only leads to an exhausting cycle of overthinking. So they've chosen to break free from that cycle. The F***ck mentality allows Sigma females to focus on what truly matters to them, their goals, their passions, and their own standards of success. They no longer waste time trying to please everyone or seeking approval from people who don't understand their journey. This mindset isn't about shutting the world out, but about prioritizing their peace of mind and energy. By mastering this mentality, Sigma females have unlocked a new level of freedom. They've stopped caring about the trivial stuff and instead invest their time and energy into things that align with their true selves. It's a liberating way to live, free from the endless loop of overthinking and unburdened by the expectations of others. The F***ck it mentality is their way of staying focused on what really counts. Number 2. Recognizing the hidden desperation behind criticism. Criticism can often feel like a personal attack, but Sigma females have learned to see it for what it truly is, a reflection of the critic's own inner turmoil. When people lash out with harsh words or judgment, it's usually not about the Sigma female at all. Instead, it's a projection of their own dissatisfaction, insecurities, or frustrations. The Sigma female recognizes that behind every biting remark, there's often a hidden desperation, someone grappling with their own issues and using criticism as a way to offload that pain onto others. Instead of internalizing these attacks, Sigma females have become skilled at observing them with a detached perspective. They've learned to separate what's genuinely constructive from what's simply a reflection of someone else's baggage. This ability allows them to maintain their inner peace and continue moving forward without being dragged down by the negativity of others. What makes them truly unique is their refusal to let these criticisms define them. They don't waste energy trying to change the minds of people who are stuck in their own cycles of discontent. Instead, they focus on what truly matters to them, brushing off the negativity with a quiet confidence that comes from understanding the deeper motivations behind those harsh words. By recognizing the hidden desperation behind criticism, Sigma females free themselves from the need for external approval, allowing them to live authentically and unapologetically on their own terms. Number 3. Realization that opinions are cheap and often worthless. Sigma females have come to a powerful realization. Opinions are everywhere, but they often hold little value. In today's world, people are quick to share their thoughts, yet most of these opinions are given without much thought, understanding, or real investment. They're like loose change, easy to give, but often worth very little. Sigma females have stopped caring because they've recognized that many of the opinions they encounter are rooted in ignorance, insecurity, or simply don't matter in the grand scheme of things. This isn't about dismissing everyone or becoming arrogant. It's about understanding that not all voices deserve the same weight. Many people offer their judgments without knowing the full story or having any real stake in the outcome. They criticize or advise from a place of limited perspective, often projecting their own fears or biases onto others. Sigma females have learned to spot these patterns and refuse to let such opinions influence their decisions or self-worth. By recognizing that opinions are cheap, Sigma females free themselves from the need to seek approval or validation from others. They've realized that most people are too caught up in their own struggles to offer anything truly insightful or meaningful. Instead of getting caught up in what others think, they focus on their own experiences and values. This clarity allows them to move through life with confidence, unshaken by the noise of other people's opinions. They prioritize what truly matters, leaving the worthless chatter behind. Number 4, prioritizing inner peace over external chaos. In a world that never seems to stop spinning, Sigma females have made a conscious decision to prioritize their inner peace above all else. With constant demands, distractions, and opinions flying in every direction, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos. But Sigma females have realized that without mental and emotional well-being, none of it really matters. They've learned that protecting their peace isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. This shift in focus isn't about avoiding life's challenges or ignoring responsibilities. It's about being selective with what they allow into their minds and hearts. Sigma females have stopped caring about what others think because they've recognized that constantly trying to meet external expectations only leads to exhaustion and anxiety. They know that their energy is limited, and they'd rather invest it in maintaining their own balance than in chasing after the approval of others. By prioritizing inner peace, Sigma females create a solid foundation that can withstand the turbulence of life. They understand that not every battle is worth fighting, and not every opinion is worth considering. This mindset allows them to navigate through external chaos with a calm that others might mistake for detachment. But it's not detachment. It's focus. They've chosen to care deeply about their own well-being, even if that means disregarding the noise around them. Ultimately, Sigma females have discovered that when they protect their peace, everything else falls into place. They're able to live with intention, purpose, and a clarity that comes from within, unaffected by the ever-changing world outside. Number 6, resilience to peer pressure. Sigma females have developed a thick skin when it comes to peer pressure, and it didn't happen by chance. They've been through situations where the pull to conform was strong, where others tried to sway them with opinions, trends, and expectations. But instead of giving in, they stood their ground. Those experiences weren't easy, but they shaped a resilience that now acts as a shield, protecting them from being influenced by what others think. Through facing and overcoming peer pressure, Sigma females learned a crucial lesson: the value of staying true to themselves. They realized that following the crowd might offer temporary comfort, but it often leads to a deeper sense of dissatisfaction. They've seen firsthand that compromising their authenticity to fit in only creates a disconnect from who they really are. So they stopped trying to mold themselves to please others. This resilience didn't just build their confidence, it fortified their sense of self. Sigma females now approach life with a quiet strength, knowing that they don't need external validation to feel secure. They've experienced the freedom that comes from rejecting the pressure to conform, and they're not about to give that up. Their past experiences have taught them that staying true to themselves, even when it's difficult, is always worth it. Because of this, Sigma females move through the world with a calm assurance. They trust their own instincts and values more than the fleeting opinions of others. This resilience to peer pressure allows them to live authentically, unshaken by the noise around them and fully confident in their own path. Number 7, betrayal of trust as a catalyst. For many Sigma females, betrayal has been a defining moment, a harsh wake-up call that reshaped how they view the world and the people in it. Whether it was a friend who turned their back, a partner who broke their trust, or a group that abandoned them in a time of need, these experiences have left deep scars. But instead of letting that pain break them, Sigma females have used it as a catalyst for growth. They've learned a powerful, if painful, truth: people's opinions are fickle and unreliable. This betrayal forced them to take a hard look at what really matters. They realized that external approval, once so important, can disappear in an instant. What once felt like support can quickly turn into judgment or indifference. This realization pushed them to stop caring so much about what others think. They understood that relying on others for validation only leads to disappointment because people can be inconsistent, driven by their own insecurities, jealousy, or changing moods. Instead, Sigma females have turned inward, building their self-worth on a foundation of self-reliance. They no longer seek external validation because they've learned that their strength comes from within. The betrayal that once hurt them has now empowered them, teaching them that they don't need anyone's approval to feel whole. By embracing this mindset, Sigma females have freed themselves from the trap of chasing acceptance. They've stopped caring about the opinions of those who've proven themselves unworthy of trust. In doing so, they found a deeper, more enduring sense of peace and confidence that no one can take away. Number 8. Liberation through self-ownership. Sigma females have achieved something profound. They've fully embraced who they are, flaws and all. This kind of self-ownership is powerful and liberating. They've looked at their strengths and weaknesses, their successes and failures, and accepted every part of their story without reservation. It's not about pretending to be perfect or ignoring their shortcomings. It's about recognizing and owning their whole self with honesty and courage. This level of self-acceptance has transformed how they approach life. They've stopped seeking approval from others because they no longer need external validation to feel good about their journey. Sigma females understand that true confidence comes from within, not from the applause or judgment of others. They've taken full responsibility for their choices and their path, knowing that their worth isn't tied to anyone's opinion. By fully owning their lives, Sigma females have freed themselves from the exhausting cycle of seeking approval and trying to fit into other people's expectations. They've realized that their value isn't determined by how others see them, but by how they see themselves. This self-ownership gives them a solid foundation of confidence and peace, allowing them to live authentically and unapologetically. In essence, Sigma females have discovered that liberation comes from accepting and owning their true selves. They no longer let the opinions of others dictate their self-worth or guide their decisions. Instead, they navigate life with a deep sense of purpose and inner strength, grounded in the knowledge that their journey is valid and meaningful on its own. Number 9. Realizing that no one is truly paying attention. Sigma females have come to a hard but liberating truth. Most people are too wrapped up in their own lives to genuinely notice or care about what others are doing. It's a reality check that many might find uncomfortable, but it's also incredibly freeing. Sigma females have realized that the spotlight we think is on us is often just an illusion. In reality, people are more focused on their own concerns and less on judging or scrutinizing others. This insight has led Sigma females to stop caring about what others think. They've recognized that living to meet other people's expectations is a fruitless exercise because most of the time those expectations are just background noise in a world where everyone is primarily preoccupied with their own issues. The pressure to seek approval or fear judgment becomes irrelevant when you understand that the majority of people are simply not paying that much attention. This realization helps Sigma females live more authentically. They've stopped letting the imagined opinions of others dictate their choices or dampen their spirit. Instead, they focus on their own values, goals, and passions, knowing that their worth isn't contingent on being noticed or validated by others. In essence, Sigma females have discovered the freedom that comes with this awareness. They've shed the burden of trying to fit into others' expectations and have embraced the freedom of living life on their own terms. By understanding that no one is truly paying attention, they've found the confidence to be themselves without the constant weight of external judgment. Number 10. Independence beyond social validation. Sigma. Females have come to a profound realization. Relying on external validation is a shaky and unreliable foundation. In a world where people often seek approval and praise, they've discovered a deeper truth about independence. Their sense of self-worth isn't tied to what others think or say. Instead, Their independence is anchored in self-awareness and personal values. This shift in perspective means Sigma females no longer depend on others' opinions to feel secure or validated. They understand that true confidence and self-worth come from within, not from external sources. They've learned that no one else has the power to define their value or dictate their path. This understanding has empowered them to break free from the constant need for approval and to live authentically on their own terms. By focusing on their own standards and beliefs, Sigma females have built a solid foundation of self-respect and inner strength. They've stopped caring about the fluctuating judgments of others because they know that these opinions are often superficial and fleeting. Instead, they rely on their own self-assessment and the values they hold dear. Their independence is a testament to their self-awareness and strength. It's a powerful declaration that they don't need social validation to affirm their worth. Sigma females have embraced the freedom that comes from being true to themselves, unshaken by external pressures or fleeting opinions. This inner strength allows them to navigate life with confidence, knowing that their value is defined by their own standards, not by anyone else's. In conclusion, Sigma females have stopped caring about what others think because they've learned a series of profound truths. They've faced betrayal and recognized the fickleness of external opinions. They've mastered the F*CCIT mentality, understanding that most judgments are fleeting and irrelevant. They've developed critical thinking skills that allow them to discern meaningful feedback from empty noise, and they've seen through the illusion of validation from others. By prioritizing their own inner peace and taking full ownership of their lives, they've discovered a deep sense of freedom and self-reliance. These experiences have shaped their outlook, teaching them that real strength comes from within, not from the approval of others. Sigma females now navigate life with a refreshing clarity, no longer bound by the expectations or judgments of those around them. They've realized that most people are too absorbed in their own lives to truly notice or care about them, and they've embraced this as a liberating truth. Ultimately, Sigma females have stopped caring about what others think because they've found a more authentic way to live. They've chosen to value their own opinions and experiences above the transient judgments of others. This shift isn't about arrogance. It's about self-respect and a commitment to living life on their own terms. It's a powerful statement of independence and confidence, showing that true fulfillment comes from being unapologetically yourself, regardless of external validation. Thanks, Rare Gems, for tuning in. See you in the next video. Bye, and stay blessed.